Hey, look at that. Your girl is getting some skills going. Welcome, everyone, tonight to this edition of Purpose for Forever. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and run the intro and we will be right back. Me and you together, our purpose for forever. Won't let nothing ever tear us apart. Me and you together, our purpose for forever. Won't let nothing ever tear us apart. Me and you together, our purpose for... Hey, and we're back.
I put bam so you can see bam.
What can I see? Oh, okay. So he has a topic. Can you be in a relationship and have opposite sex friends? Okay. Friends of the opposite sex.
Yeah. So
he always words things so weird to me. But yes, that's our topic tonight. Right. We're gonna kind of talk about it. As you guys can see, tonight is like a throw it together night. You see, we don't have our shirts on. I'm tired. It's a lot going on. But because of the commitment we made to you guys, we are here.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So make sure you share. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. So if you've already come in the building, make sure you share. Let's see. Whew, it's discussion time.
Yes, discussion time.
Also, listen. Look here, Linda. We will be having the podcast version coming this week.
Listen, my voice is not really the type of voice you just want to listen to for like 30 minutes. It's not, because I don't even really want to listen to my voice for 30 minutes. You know, the fact that you can see us interact makes it better. I don't know if I'm going to listen to the podcast.
How you not going to listen to the podcast?
I'm only joking.
Somebody said that ain't right. That ain't right.
Come on, so you can be engaged in the conversation.
Hold on. I'm sharing just a little bit more.
Okay, we're sharing just a little bit more.
And sharing. Come on, because I want you to jump on in this thing. Oh, okay. So Facebook said that's enough. All right. All right, guys. So tonight we're talking about, like I said, can you be in a relationship having friends of the opposite sex? Yeah, I wrote that and kind of twisted. I read it a couple times. I thought I wrote it right, but you understand. You get the drift. So basically, as a couple, can I have female friends? Or it's not really a can I, because you can, but it's how you go about doing it, who you allow into your circle. And we always talk about protecting the relationship, right? Protecting your relationship, not allowing anything to interfere with what you got. So the question is, can it happen? Sam, can it happen?
Well, see, the part he's leaving out.
Hey, represent Greater. How you doing, my friend?
This has been a topic between he and I, kind of like a tossing back and forth. We talk about it, and it's like, we really resolved that today. We move on, and then we come back, and we talk about it again. It's like, So we've kind of gone back and forth on the subject. So I figured the perfect way to settle this discussion
is right here.
Right. Would be to have this discussion with you guys, our viewers, and hear some different opinions. Because, hey, maybe there's something that I don't see, or maybe there's something that he doesn't see. So we are open to, as usual, all comments, all thoughts, all those great things.
Yes,
so, don't hesitate to come on in, jump in the conversation.
Yes, indeed.
Make a comment.
If it's your first time here, make sure you say, hey, hi, and what's up. And let us know that you're on live or replay, of course, always. So what would you say is ideal when having, like, I have a friend that's a female, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is a comfortable way for me to have a female friend that would make you feel comfortable. Now, this as a caveat, as people, sometimes we may have insecurities. Sometimes there are old things that happen or things that have happened in the past where the trust is kind of eroded. So we're more or less speaking from more of a secure place. None of us is like 100%. Where we got a little, we got a twinge, but
I might be 100%.
You're 100%. You're 100%. Okay.
Point. Don't do that.
All right. So what would be some of the things that would okay.
So I'll say for me, and I really believe, in any relationship, respect goes a long way.
Yes.
So, all right, holistic Deb, she said possible, but not.
Oh, what's up, my brother?
Usual. That's a guy?
Yeah. No, that's Deb. I'm sorry. I apologize. It looks like a lady.
I was about to say
that is a lady. My bad. You had the same name as another gentleman in the morning. Sorry. All right. So possible, but not usually possible to maintain.
You have to elaborate.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Interesting. Why not? What happens that it's not able to maintain? But I'll say for me, like, I feel like long as so for me to be comfortable with, especially let's say new friends, because I've known him. She made a I've known him for a very long time. We have kids together. We were married, then we were divorced, and then we were remarried. So, I've known him a very long time. So I would say, like, for a new female friend, initially it might be a little hard to swallow. Initially, like, I met. What are you doing?
I put it in the group. I put it in the wrong thing.
All right, so like a new person, initially I think would take time. Right. But for me, like, there had to be respect. Like, he couldn't introduce me to her and she'd be like, "Oh, your wife?" Like, she don't know he got a wife. But like, if the introduction was smooth, if she already knew that I existed, and she's, and she's fine with it, but not always able to maintain, because for some women it's hard to respect the boundaries. See, that's where I was going. So, good. As long as she, like you said, as long as she stayed within, the friendship boundaries, I think, because, of course, it's easy to say things. And then, I'm not going to lie, because I try to be as honest as possible. But, sometimes in the middle of it, you realize, like, hey, this wasn't as great as the idea as I thought. But yeah, she would have to know her boundaries, meaning, you don't want nobody calling your husband 11 o'clock at night. You got that right. You don't want people calling all times of hours. I think respect would have to be across the board. So for me, long as a friend could be respectful, she doesn't necessarily have to be my friend. Since I think that as a wife, we have to know that if we ever feel uncomfortable, then we will end it. Well, okay, so yes, because I'm a wife, I think ideally that sounds like a great idea. But again, like, I feel like, okay, this is my position. I feel like if you meet a guy, right, and you start dating, and he's had this best female friend since he was 7 years old, right, and now you started dating him, inevitably y'all are dating, whatever, y'all get married. I believe that, and she's respectful. She stays within the boundaries, but you just don't like her because
she's so close.
She's a woman.
Right at you.
Basically. Or, I just don't like something about her. She's never crossed that line. She's never been disrespectful. Okay. Yeah.
Great.
Like, okay.
Assuming it's a new friend.
So yeah, right. a new friend. Well, I think at the end of the day, your husband has to be wise in his decision making. Right. I also think that as women, we have to be wise in how we present an issue as well. Sometimes our delivery causes, an adverse reaction. Like sometimes the way you approach a situation can trigger that stubborn gene that men have. And he ain't even really that interested in maintaining a friendship. But
you told me I need to cut it off. I'm like, no, I'm not cutting nothing off. And I was just about to cut it off yesterday.
Yeah, something like that. So I feel like,
oh my goodness, if we could learn,
I feel like that presentation definitely goes a long way. But yes, ultimately, as a wife, you have to feel security that your husband's gonna put you first.
Right.
So whether that's with a friendship with a guy or a girl, we always want the security of knowing that he's going to put us first. And so sometimes that might be like, babe, they gotta go. Or not necessarily go, but there needs to be more distance in your relationship with this person. There needs to be some distance in how you relate
to
this person. So
if hubby is handling it properly, then it makes it easier.
Handling it properly,
like I guess you're saying within the boundaries,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like we talk about not doing a lot of side conversation. They call you, sneak to the side, have a conversation, late at night calls, early in the morning calls. Like a lot of stuff that can leave to question. And like she said, if I have a female friend, every time she comes around, she's respectful to her. Like, hey, at least chatting it up with her. And not ignoring her, and directly all her attention at me, making sure she's including both of us, at least when we're in the same space, being friends, and eventually, honestly, like at least forming some level of bond with her. It doesn't have to be the same with me, but at least they have a connection, they have an understanding. And she's, it's not like I'm just about him. It's not about you. It's just one of those things. If we did split, she'd disappear because her allegiance in a sense would be towards me more than you. But it's just having that respect. So I guess
it takes work for all three of us.
Yeah,
it does. It takes work, and I think sometimes it takes honest communication.
Yeah,
because like I'm the type of person that if I see something that I don't really like or whatever, I'm gonna address it. Like if I talk to him. And he's like, no, babe, it's not like that. And I'm like, well, I think maybe I see something, that's a little hinky. And I come to you, and I say, hey, I really don't like whatever or whatever the conversation is. Then, as three adults trying to, have some type of relationship, yes, everybody does have to put some work in. There has to be respect on all parts. There has to be openness and clarity in communication. There can't be any gray areas. And then honestly, like even a friend, like I would feel some kind of way of him talking about me to another woman. And this is wholly based on the fact that, again, like I said, I've known him since we were 14, 15 years old. I was the friend back then. Like I was the friend. So like there's been nobody else around like that. So if he got some new friend that he met, she has not earned the right to certain levels of communication. But as his wife, I still feel like I have to trust him to do what's right. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't just come in the situation, kicking the door and, dictating dictating how the relationship should work. Like, he and we already should have understanding. There should already be some level of respect and some level, of respect. And he already should understand, what my boundaries are. Like he knows. Sometimes he'll meet people like, oh, she was kind of cool, but you wouldn't like her. Yeah. So like he know your personality, won't mix with that one.
Because some people are really, and they kind of like perform a little bit, and it's not some, like it's kind of like work sometimes. You have your we perform sometimes. Listen, sometimes you go to work, you have the worst day possible when you got to take to them. Hey guys, whatever's going, your whole life is falling apart. But when you're coming into a job, everything's got to be great because you represent the company. You know, so some people put that on all the time. They become masters at that. So if I know they can't handle a lot of authentic conversations, I already know they're not gonna handle my wife. You know, they won't be able to really hang or have a good conversation because they're not able to open up and have real conversation. Oh, for sure. Right. But some, like I said, some carry that mask.
Listen, you know, I have
all
to
the
say,
time, but
I really wasn't blessed with that, with the capacity for that. Unfortunately,
she got a customer service. You know, like,
I mean, at work, that's different. That's
but what
not
I'm
a
saying,
mask.
I know, but so it comes off pretty quickly. You know,
Yeah, like
once we get to know and have an authentic conversation, it always, you know, and sometimes even in church, sometimes we carry a mask where we shouldn't carry a mask. We should be more authentic. But have you always been so authentic? Yeah.
I mean, like I'll say this. I guess, you know, I can say whatever I think, but you know, people. Well, there's Katrina. People experience you differently.
Right.
Katrina has known me since I was 10,
yeah.
10, 11 years old. In my mind, I will say yes, I've always been that type of person. But again, you know, people experience you different. I think it's easy to be conditioned to be a certain way around certain groups. Well, that's true too. You know, sometimes you have to be aware of, you know, of your surroundings. So but that's not a group that I'm going to frequent.
So like my wife she would more like, she would not say much. Yeah. She's like, I can't engage in unauthentic conversation, fake conversation. You know, like I can get you with the high five, you know, whatever. But she's not the type. Like I can do a little bit of it, but she really can't. But I will say, like growing up, you know, because she's true to herself all the time. No, I'm just saying, like growing up though, she's gotten to a place where she knows, you know, like, all right, it's not my place to say something right now, but because we always have conversations afterwards about a lot of stuff, you know.
That's maturity. Sometimes, you know, you can't always say
right, you know,
what I want to say. Sometimes, you know, you have to smile and grin and, you know, go ahead about your business, and that's fine. I don't feel like that makes you any less authentic. I think sometimes that's just pure wisdom, and everything doesn't need to be said. You know, like you said, depending on the group. Like for me, again, I'm not going to frequent that group. It's not going to be something that I constantly, you know, want to be a part of, because I feel like if I have to pretend to be somebody to be a part of it, I'm really not interested. I mean, I'm 44 years old. I've passed the point of trying to fit in. You know, of trying to be a part of groups and cliques and I'm good on that.
But you know, like how some of the spaces where you can develop new friends, you know, like say you're at work and, you know, and let's keep it real, for the most part, especially working 40 hours, you're more at work than you are at home, you know. And if you're working in an office, or I used to work behind the desk, you're enclosed. Hey, how you doing, my friend? You're more enclosed in a space, and Watkins know we used to work behind the membership desk. And we used to, and you get close with them, you know, so you develop, you know, kind of like a work relationship, you know, and you just got to know who you can bring way into your circle. You said takes too much energy to time.
Listen, I worked somewhere, and it was on some days.
That's Nadine.
Oh, okay. On some days, it was 3 of us behind the desk.
Right.
Now, one of the young ladies formed a kind of bond with her.
Yeah.
She was fine. I liked her. She, you know, I still keep in communication. There was another lady behind the desk that just...
Hey, Elder, yes, indeed, comfortable.
You know, it just didn't work. And so, like, sometimes I would go to work. It could just be me and her. Right. I don't have nothing to say to you. Right. Because, unfortunately... You know, I'm not going to let you ruin my 8 hours. You know, 8, 9, whatever it is. I already have to be here. Right. Like, we've established where we stand. Right. You don't like me. I don't care. So, you know, we just going to work.
Agree to disagree. We just going to work. Yeah. We're not going to act like we cool. We're just going to get through. We're going to work.
Yeah, and he wouldn't want the headache of that type of friendship.
Yeah.
Like, but he said,
right.
No friendship.
Like once I was like, hey, look, you can make face like, all right, I'll talk to you when I get home. Because I know it'll be more of an issue than anything. I know trying to proceed or push this forward will be more of a headache than anything. Granted, those childhood friends, yes, you have to, and you have to teach your right. You have to teach your friend how to be able to deal with your relationships. It's not really vice versa. It's like you're gonna be my friend. Like I know you used to jump on my neck and used to do stuff. Listen, that you gotta
jump up there now if you want to.
You gotta respect my boundaries. You can't, like
respect my boundaries.
But it's those
like okay.
It's those things like that. It's having, you can't. So the question is it possible? Yes, it is. But there just has to be an understanding. Right. And we can talk. Let's talk attractiveness. Like their friends could be super attractive.
What that got to do with anything?
A whole lot. I'm just saying. You like, yeah, I got this friend from way back. He come in like 20 pack. You like, who is this fool? Like, who is this?
Okay, but again, I'm not bringing home no fresh personal trainer like this. My new friend. No, Ricky the trainer got to stay with the gym. I mean, like I said, new relationships, you got to use wisdom. Right. I mean, let's just be honest. Like,
right. Just like family at times, know that boundary. Got to know.
Ain't no need of pushing it unnecessarily. When it comes to.
Oh, good morning to you.
Relationships, and then you have to pick your battles. Even if you're the person trying to make the connection with someone new, like pick your battles. Right. Is it really worth it to be friends with Ricky the trainer? You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, is your relationship worth that? Like, it's just
positive, keep it moving.
Right. Like, sometimes it's just not worth it. Yeah. Like, yeah, Ricky, you cool, and yeah, you're doing great at the gym, but after the gym, homeboy, you can't call me, you can't text me. Right. Some things just aren't worth it in the grand scheme of things. And I know we've been talking all this time about him having friends, so let's reverse the conversation. So, okay, let's say, I grew up around a lot of guys. And at church, there was a lot of guys. I have like one friend that since I was like 5, I've known him and we're like great friends. We can go out to eat, we go have fun, like we can hang out. But he has always been respectful, of my relationship, of my marriage. He talked to him like, they cool, they can have conversation.
I was like, who is he talking about? Oh, now I know you're wrong. You talking about Shaka.
Yeah, yeah.
I was in my head like, what's he talking about? Oh,
see, look, already.
Hold on, everybody, hold on.
See, so now you see how good he is with this whole friendship thing. So, yeah, you made me forget my whole thought. Your foolishness. So yeah, he has been pretty okay for the most part. With friends, pretty okay. But okay, so we spent a couple of years apart. Mm-hmm. And I did meet people. He said home pass of the wind. And I have met people and connected to different people. So like now we're remarried.
I was about to say.
See, look, can't be jealous.
Don't get blocked.
Right. So now, if just think you've been friends with somebody like 4 or 5 years. Yes, I love him. But does that mean I should give up my friend of the last 4 or 5 years?
I mean, as long as they're respecting the relationship and respecting the boundaries.
And that person always has.
I'm just saying.
Right. But again, like, it's up to me too to make sure that there's a clear line, of separation. Like, mm-hmm. I feel like, the responsibility is mine to make sure that, of course, right, as long as, that you guys are too cute, that I'm mindful of boundaries.
Right.
Like, you know, I can't just say, well, you know, this was like this before we got together, because then if it was so important, why'd you get back together? Like, you know, so
hang in there. Relationship goal, maybe. Sort of, kind of.
Girl.
Sort of, kind of. Hashtag.
You gotta have tough skin for this right here. As long as he was just a friend.
Mm.
What does that mean?
Was he more than a friend?
At one point, yeah.
So that, I mean, I think sometimes that can be a caveat as well. No, I get it. He said for me.
Okay, but okay, so here's the thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Who?
What's
See,
that?
now you're about to make me have a whole different conversation on screen that I wasn't really trying to have. But who was it? I mean, most of the people that I'm somehow connected to at one point or another, you know, may have, I don't know, whatever.
I get it.
Okay,
I mean, but my thing is, right, so it's not that I can't have that ain't gonna work.
Okay.
That doesn't mean have you but it doesn't mean that it can't. It just means, you know, I'm always watching. You know, I'm not like, you know, I'm not like the crazy dude.
In the bushes?
In the bushes, you know, but I'm mindful.
Okay, so here's the thing. And you could step in and dispute it at any point. Don't do that. Don't do that. So, like, you know, I'm always very open and honest about whatever. So, like, that ain't right. Oh, don't even put that comment up there. So, you know, like, if, you know, when you talk to somebody in a day, I'll be like, hey, I talked to whoever. You know, could be Pastor Brian, could be Minister Fletcher, could be Sean Rollins, you know, could be El Torre, whatever. You know, I talked to this person, or, you know, I've talked to that person. So I'm always open and clear about, you know, communication and interaction. So, like, I don't really leave gray lines or blurry lines. You know, I'm always pretty clear. And I feel like as long as, in my mind, because, you know, could be a little skewed, as long as, you know, you're clear and you're open about who you are and what you do and how you communicate with people or how you interact. To me, honestly, I don't feel like it should be a problem. Now, I'm not talking about no random person that you done met and smashed.
It can cloud, complicate, and play on insecurities, especially if he ain't born again, renewed. I'm
just feeling
so shady. No shady friends. If you got shady friends, I'm looking at you.
Oh, well, absolutely.
So I will say this.
I don't deal with shady people like that.
Sam has always been open, honest, very clear about a lot of things. And she's always been truthful to me. So we've never from her and I've never had that.
I thought somebody was gonna say you just don't know she.
I'm waiting for that.
Right, I was waiting to see somebody put that up there. You don't wanna go there, but go ahead. I'm sorry. You know, people say right. You're right. If there's somebody,
oh yeah, definitely.
But again, that's why I say, like, you have to pick your battles. You have to know what's worth it.
I mean, honestly, even
what's not.
Even the shady girlfriend, like her girlfriend, is not good either because she's trying to.
I mean, it can
sabotage us for them to be together. You know what they say? Misery loves company. Sometimes
I can believe that. Oh,
for yeah.
You know, like and you're right. It doesn't have to be the opposite sex. It can be same sex friends. You know, like I've had same sex friends that, you know, was like, girl, don't be bothered with him. Let's go and do this. You know, like, so I've experienced that. I'll say honestly more from people of the same sex than, you know, opposite sex. I mean, you know, for me, like, if I feel like you're trying to say something crazy and you a dude, I'm over it. Again, I feel I've come too far and I'm too old to kind of play games with people. They call those kind of people toxic, right? So it can be, you know, friends of the same sex. Like, I remember a long time ago when we were dating. I don't think you told me till after we were married. He had this friend of the same sex that told him something very interesting about me.
Oh,
Right.
we were young and dumb.
Whatever. Yeah, and he carried it like for years until one day he was like, "Oh well, something." I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
And this was a friend like of the same sex. So again, like I don't really think the sex of the person matters. I think again, you really have to pick your battles and decide what's important. I will say for me, there's no friendship that would supersede the connection he and I have. I mean, to be honest, like I said, we've known each other since 14, 15. He was my best friend for years before.
Right.
No, it was very false.
It was false. It was
way false.
Thanks,
I mean,
GA.
like,
There we go. Oh, here we go. There you go. Can you guys see us?
you can see him.
Let's see. I'm turning like this. Bam. Yep,
Oh, okay. I think we're back. Somehow we had some serious technical difficulties, and now we are on the phone.
So,
hold on. There's something. It can. Oh no, we said that.
the chosen one. Welcome back. All right, GA, thanks. So listen, we're gonna get out of here.
Guys. Yeah, because it seems like our internet is not allowing us.
I promise I paid the bill. I promise.
Okay, he didn't have to. He didn't have to add that part. Our internet is really not allowing us to be great tonight. And I was so ready for this conversation.
Yes, indeed.
It's an old nice bullshit. You see, like it was really picking up steam. We were really making some headway. But unfortunately, guys, we are going to have to cut it short tonight because it's trying to be on this phone ain't gonna work.
Yeah. So next week is Jeopardy. Is next week Jeopardy?
Next week I thought it was.
Oh, okay. Oh, we got special guests next week.
Hey, Melissa. Oh. Yeah, we do have prayerfully. Well, we won't announce their name because I don't want any last minute complications. But we are supposed to have an awesome couple on next week.
Yes. So make sure you, if you're first time here, make sure you follow. GA, thank you for discussing. Oh,
I love you both. Oh, thank you so much. Listen, this is
Praise the Lord.
Had I do want to say this week has been I'm not gonna say hard. It's been a difficult week. We lost a really close friend to us last week, and then we had the services over the weekend.
Right.
You guys probably know Pastor McCory. He's on the Brothers of Legacy. Right. Our pastor, our friend. He lost his son, and because we are a tight-knit community, it has affected all of us. Right. So we did want to come on tonight. We kind of pushed to come on tonight through the tiredness.
Thank you.
And the fatigue. We wanted to try to, stay true to our commitment to you guys and come on. And we are going to continue this conversation because he's not getting out of it.
Ain't nobody trying to get out of it.
I just don't think that it's going to be tonight because his computer is not. I don't know.
We're going to shut it down.
Okay. Now you on both places.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn. All right.
Yeah.
Come on, do that.
Turn it off.
I'm trying to see. Okay. Oh, maybe if I do that. All right. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's see.
You don't need that one there.
No, I know. Can you guys hear us?
Okay, turn it down.
Damn, I turned it all the way down. Just talk to the people. Let me do my thing.
Oh, okay. Just talk to people. See how you talk to me? See, that's why, friendships in this relationship might not really work. I'm already dealing with him. I don't know if I can deal with too many more extra people. Okay, why don't you turn it off? It's hard trying to talk and not hear me. I don't understand. Are we on?
Okay, why is it? Okay. Why is it doing? Okay, we're going. We see you again.
Yeah,
we can't. It's not working with us tonight.
Good night, guys. We'll see you next week.